Hi there. Welcome to She Spice. In the Hollywood turned grave on December 8, 2023, as insight about Ryan O'Neal's passing spread regardless of confronting his last minutes. He straightforwardly examined his significant other, revealing insight into the conditions encompassing Farah's destiny. So we should get everything rolling to understand what he said. Patrick O'Neal, the child of the adored romantic tale star, formally affirmed his dad's passing around. At the same time, through an Instagram post with an ardent subtitle, he shared the troublesome news and communicated the significant effect his dad had on him and his better half this summer. So this is the hardest thing I've at any point had to express. Yet here we go. My father died calmly today with his caring group close by, supporting him and cherishing him as he would have started his subtitle. This is extremely challenging for my significant other this summer, and I will discuss a few thoughts to provide you with a thought of how extraordinary a man he is, depicting his late dad as his legend. Patrick O'Neal communicated profound deference for Ryan O'Neal's broad diversion profession. My dad, Ryan O'Neal, has forever been my legend. I admired him, and he was consistently greater than the life Patrick shared. He proceeded to feature the course of events in his own life, noticing that when he was brought into the world in 1967, his father was effectively featured in Peyton's spot. Ryan O'Neal's famous lifetime included prominent works, for example, Barry Lion Paper Moon, What's Up Doc, and others. In 1963, Ryan O'Neal entered marriage with his most memorable spouse, Joanna Moore. Their association persevered for quite a long time, creating two youngsters. Joanna, a commended entertainer in Hollywood known for her jobs in Beast on the Grounds and Stroll on the Wild Side, imparted a profound association with Ryan in spite of heading out in different directions in 1967. Their romantic tale brought about the introduction of their most memorable youngster, Tatum O'Neal, in 1963, followed by the appearance of their child, Griffin O'Neal, the following year, around the same time as his separation from Joanna. Ryan left on a new section with entertainer Lee Taylor, youthful now 78. Their marriage, enduring from 1967 to 1974, was the two his longest and last one, as Ryan decided not to remarry following their detachment. The couple invited their child Patrick in 196.7. While Patrick doesn't every now and again share photos of his mom, he took to Instagram in January 2020 to observe Lee's 75th birthday, communicating reverence and affection in the subtitle he composed, "A cheerful birthday, whoop to my mother's spirit. Tal T. I turning 75 today some time ago with this shot. Maybe me and the other person went shirt shopping together. At any rate, serious hold dealing with that hair and mother. Looks extraordinary then." Now inconsistently on February 14th, the star of Bones shared a powerful outing recognition by posting a photograph of the late Charlie's Heavenly Messenger star on the Hollywood stroll of notoriety. Going with the picture was a subtitle that reverberated with "Getting Through Affection for My Eat Renee." Valentine. Even almost 15 years after Farrah Fawcett's passing in 2009, Ryan O'Neal stayed enthralled by the memory of his previous love. What's more, was unafraid to communicate it transparently. Their ways previously crossed in 1979, starting an enthusiastic issue that unfurled throughout the span of many years, both on and off the stage. All through their persevering through relationship, they shared a day-to-day existence and a youngster, as well as graced the TV screen together, making a permanent imprint on one another's lives. Their association was set apart by significant commitment that rose above the progression of time. And she approached him and she said, "My father's Rye, on your companions." He said, "Definitely. Where he's in his room, call him. Here's his room number." I said, "I told him why'd you do that? I could do without him yet." How did this story start 5 years after his separation? Ryan O'Neal wound up single when his companion Lee spread the word about his major for his job in the $6 mill. Ion Man. A greeting for supper was a home-prepared dinner, arranged by significant's better half, Farrah Fawcett. In this unforeseen experience, O'Neal was immediately dazzled by Spigot's stunning presence, as he later shared on The Late Show that she was a Charlie Heavenly Messenger. However, I hadn't seen Charlie Holy Messenger. I didn't have the foggiest idea about the force of her fame, actually. I'm a braggart, you know. Blemish Motion Pictures. Reviewing What Is Happening, O'Neal noticed that the connection between Fixture and Mages had all the earmarks of being stressed quickly and jumping all over a chance. When Mages was away, O'Neal summoned the boldness to welcome Fixture to go along with him to see a performer. The two of them respected this obvious start of an association that would develop into a critical section in both of their lives. So, I went and I played, and there she was in the carport. My God, she was stunning. Who's that? He said that was my better half when they rejoined. Flashes touched off between them. The entertainer from Paper Moon truly imparted to Television Guide. As detailed by LA Times, we sat and endlessly kissed until our lips were horrendous. I might have continued kissing her for a year. The next night heightened the power as the two come in a bed making. An even more electric association at the time. Fixture's union with Majors was at that point in a descending winding, and her attractive science with O'Neill turned into the impetus for the finish of her mark. Riage, the couple, authoritatively isolated that very year and settled their separation in 1982, considering those beginning of their relationship. Spigot, in a meeting with Life magazine as shared by individuals reviewed, I was so wrecked by this psychological and actual fascination for him that I didn't ponder anything aside from what was going on. Not too far off, their association denoted a huge defining moment in both of their lives. The relationship between Ryan O'Neill and Farrah Fawcett proceeded, and in a 1981 meeting with individuals, the consuming bed entertainer shared that their relationship went beyond the fact that Ryan is the most genuine individual. I realize, Spigot said, he's assisted me with being more free by being the best confidence helper I've at any point had. I think our characters are appropriate in the January 1985 feature, and O'Neill invited their solitary youngster, a child named Redmond, to set up their appropriate association in spite of their getting through sentiment and developing family. The two entertainers decided not to wed with O'Neill, communicating to Vanity Fair years after the fact that we never truly thought of it, as we would have rather not adjusted to cultural assumptions. We were radicals anyway. They perceived the public's interest in their association and chose to gain from it by featuring together in the fruitful 1989 TV miniseries Little Forfeits. This show gathered huge recognition, procuring 3 early evening Emmy designations, wanting to repeat their on-screen enchantment. O'Neill and Fixture wandered into a 1991 television sitcom named Great Games, where they depicted quarreling sports secures, drawing from their own encounters. Tragically, the sitcom endured just a single season, denoting a difference from their prior. My representative called and said I had uplifting news and terrible news. The content is great. I said, damn, it's great, because ordinarily you maintain that content should be great. And this one I continue to say, no, perhaps it won't be great. Ryan O'Neill and Farrah Spigot had an extraordinary relationship loaded with feelings that surfaced in different ways. They battled in a battle cherished with energy. Sylvia Dorsey, a dear companion of the couple, told individuals that it was never exhausting. They were electric together. Controversies were the standard for the two entertainers, some of the time verging on risky. In 2012, O'Neill composed a book, The Two of Us, My Existence with Farah, in which he uncovered an occurrence in which the couple were having a heated argument, and their young child needed to step in. The Hollywood correspondent shared the story from his book. Unexpectedly, our 6-year-old child is remaining in the entryway in his Winnie the Pooh nightrobe, gazing at us. He's holding a butcher blade. He focuses the tip of the edge at his chest. I will wound myself in the event that you don't stop it, which will cut off the contention. The couple's friendship at last reached a conclusion in 1997, while Spigot, planning to shock O'Neill on Valentine's Day, found him in bed with one more lady. Regardless of the separation, their detachment was brief, and they accommodated in 2001 after O'Neill was determined to have malignant growth. ABC News announced the entertainer, saying, I called her and it loosened things up. Spigot upheld him through his therapies and stayed close by after he went into abatement. Sadly, their jobs switched when Fixture was determined to have butt-centric disease in 2006. He's rarely surrendered, and, this entire excursion, you realize I consider part of what's helped Farah through is her confidence, her internal strength, and her funny bone. Yes, notwithstanding a time of reduction, Fixture's well-being weakened, prompting her to revisit the emergency clinic before her passing in June 2009. O'Neill remained by her all through, communicating with the USA. He said today that he looked for pardon during her last days, saying I requested that she excuse me and pardon me for all that. I actually asked her if O'Neill likewise revealed that he proposed to Spigot, and she acknowledged anyway that their arrangements for marriage were foiled when a minister showed up at the emergency clinic for the function. He controlled the last freedoms to fix it. Rather, she was consequently taken off life support and died the next day. Alana Stewart, one of Fixture's dear companions, was uncovered by Vanity Fair. She's forever been the genuine love of his life, and he's forever been the genuine love of her life. She loved him constantly. Soon after Face Bigot's passing, Ryan O'Neal has been straightforward about his perseverance through affection for her. In a 2019 meeting with individuals, he communicated that there was never a day I didn't cherish her, notwithstanding his past standing as a woman-man. O'Neal never remarried and shunned chasing after committed relationships after Spigot's demise in 2009. O'Neal reliably honors fixtures on Instagram, sharing photographs from their common minutes in a single post. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.